If you had 3 months to grow your e-commerce brand, what would you actually focus on, and what would be the step-by-step game plan you gave yourself to turn that into $1 million business? Our top e-commerce brand that we work with did $20 million last year and is on track to do $40 million by the end of 2026. I run the marketing agency behind their growth, and in this video, we're going to talk about the exact system we built for them, the automations, the ads from the many chat automations on their social media profiles, and even the emails that they send out. I'm going to hold nothing back, so I'm going to show you how you can copy this exact game plan and use it for your own e-commerce business. So let's get into it. Now, before I talk about content, ads, any of that, we need to start with the most important piece of your entire business, and that's going to be your offer. I don't care how good your content is or how much money you spend on ads. If your offer doesn't stop and make someone think, I'd be stupid not to try this because I'm a little bit interested, then nothing else really matters. For this brand in particular, we give them 40% off for all first-time buyers. It's simple, it's clean, and it's very aggressive. It's everywhere. It's in their ads, their content, their DMs when someone follows them. It's in their email sequence if they sign up for the newsletter. It's also in the retargeting. Every single touch point has the exact same offer. And why 40%? It seems like a lot. The first sale is going to be the hardest part of the entire e-commerce business. Once someone tries your product and they love it, they can always come back at the full price. The lifetime value of the customer is the most massive part of your entire e-commerce model. So if you can afford to be aggressive on that very first purchase, do it. And even if you're losing margin or you're losing revenue on that very first purchase, you want to look at it like you're buying a customer. And what I want you to do right now is I want you to look at your customer lifetime value. How much is a repeat customer worth over 6 months, a year? Once you know that number, you'll realize that you can discount or package in or bundle way more than you thought you could on that very first product they purchased from you. Most brands are protecting their margins so much they might not ever think about doing that. The brands that are doing 20, 30, 40 million, they figured out that that very first purchase is really an investment. It's not a loss. So for your e-commerce brand, I want you to find a version of that 40% off that we do with Fuel Meals and have it be so aggressive that when someone shows that little bit of interest, when they go to your website to make that purchase, that offer is so good it pushes them over the edge. They have to try it. They have to give it a go. So I want you to focus on that offer, and you want to make sure that offer is everywhere. Now, the next thing, a lot of brands, when they come on to us, they overthink this and they don't do any of this from the beginning, and that's making their brand coherent across every single platform. If your brand color is red like Fuel Meals, the logo's got to look red. The font that we're using has got to match the font everywhere from the website to the logo, everything. The captions we're using, they have to be red. Red is everywhere. When someone thinks red, they think Fuel Meals. Now, Fuel Meals is rebranding to green, so we're going to have to eventually make that change over, which is going to be slow. But look at your brand that you have. What's the color? What's the theme? And that theme has to be everywhere, across every social media platform, ads, and your website. So for your action plan for this step right here, I want you to go to your social media platform and think to yourself, do they all look the exact same? When someone thinks of my brand name, do they have a color in mind? Do they have a font in mind? Do they have a theme in mind? And if that answer is no, before you spend another dollar on ads or creating more content, that's step number one. Now let's talk content. If you're a newer brand and you don't know your target audience yet, I'm going to show you the framework we use. These are the 3 pillars, and I'm going to show you real examples to how to actually make these apply. Pillar number 1 is educate, don't sell. For this meal prep brand, we're making content about nutrition, how much protein you need per pound of body weight. So how many grams of protein per pounds of body weight. How to read macros, what to eat before and after a workout. We're not saying buy the meals, hey, you should buy Fuel Meals because they're great and they're high in protein. We're teaching people something valuable, and the brand is the one that needs to deliver that knowledge. So if you think about your brand, if you're selling skincare, you want to teach people what the ingredients in your skin product actually do. What does collagen do for your skin? What does vitamin C do for your skin? And why is it a benefit? If you sell coffee, teach people about the different roasting methods in making coffee. Talk about drip coffee, espresso, how it's made, and what the benefits are. If you sell fitness apparel, break down what the fabrics do and what performs the best for certain type of athletes. You're building trust and authority here, and when they're ready to buy, you are the obvious choice. Now, pillar number 2 is showcasing your craft. For this particular brand, they have a Michelin star chef that creates their meals and their meal plans. So in some of their content, we show that Michelin star chef creating the meals. We show how to create the perfect chicken breast so it's moist. We show how to tenderize meat the right way. We show what foods pair together the best, what vegetables, what carbs, and what proteins. We show the ingredients, secret techniques that you can use, the plating, but not in a polished commercial way. It's very real UGC behind the scenes. People love watching things being made. It builds trust and it builds transparency, which builds the trust. If you sell candles, sell the pouring process. If you sell jewelry, show that it's handmade and show that handmade process. If you sell supplements, be transparent about the sourcing, where it comes from, what are the fillers that you put in there. Let people behind your curtain of your brand to see what you're really about. Now, pillar number 3 is the most important in my opinion. You want to go wider than just doing those 2 things, which every brand is doing right now. Here's where you're discovering your exact target audience, your exact target of who likes what you have to sell. For fuel meals, it's athletes, personal trainers, gym goers. So what else are they interested in? They're interested in how to do a proper lat pull down. They're interested in a good chest routine. They're interested in the best form of cardio to keep my gains. So not only are we educating and showcasing why we're good, we're also showcasing other things outside of the realm of prepackaged food. We're showcasing what it means to be an athlete and how to exercise, because that's who's watching the content. So if we're showing how to do a proper lat pull down, we're attracting our exact target audience by default. So for another example, if you sell outdoor gear, you can tell people, hey, this is the best hiking trail in Hawaii. Hey, here's a great weekend trip that you can take in Pennsylvania. Hey, here are the top hiking recommendations that we give so you can stay safe when you're out hiking. It all correlates with your audience that you're targeting and is going to bring those people to you. And it's doing it in a way that is more of a plan B, not a plan A. So as people come in like, oh, wow, this brand's great. It's teaching me a lot of things. Let's think about Red Bull, for example. They never talk about how many calories are in their drink or how much caffeine is in their drink. They're showing a skier that broke a world record and how far he jumped. And people come to their page and follow them because they like seeing that. It's entertaining, it's fun. And then in return, in that viewer's mind, they see Red Bull as that awesome brand that's promoting all this cool shit. And when they enter that gas station and they see the Red Bull sitting there, they also want to be a part of that community, that club of people doing awesome, almost reckless things that is life-changing. So they want to be a part of that brand. Those colors and the wings and the logos embedded in their mind across all the brand. It's coherent. They have the hats on, the shirts, and every single content performance that they make. Now, for the actual production, you always want to be testing different creators or influencers or actors. You want different locations, studio, home, kitchen, outdoors. You want to test professional cameras versus iPhone cameras. We have cameras worth $50,000 and sometimes we're shooting with an iPhone because sometimes people like that UGC, that raw quality, that not so polished look. But something important to keep in mind is always make sure your audio is on point. Make sure your audio sounds good when you're using an iPhone or the good cameras. A good run and gun audio or mic that I like is a DJI wireless. It's great for run and gun. You can plug it into your phone, plug it into your camera. It's super easy to use and it sounds great. So if you're at the point where you're trying to choose a better camera or a better mic, I would go mic every time. It's cheaper, it's a better upgrade, and then you can get the camera down the line. But I know brands and we work with brands that just focus on iPhone content and iPhone ads, and they crush it and they make millions of dollars. You don't need the polished super cameras to make millions. Now, another cool thing about creating content is you can find evergreen content. When we make a viral reel, we can post it every 2 weeks, every 6 months, every year, and it will always do well. So evergreen content's incredible, and you want to try to build up a library of that. And the cool thing about it is the algorithm is now serving it to new people. Your followers are not going to memorize your feed. They're watching so much different pieces of content. They'll forget that you posted it 3 months ago. They'll watch it again. They'll still like it. They'll still engage it, and it'll still go viral. So you want to be really building that evergreen library. Track your top performers, save them, tag them every month. Recycle your best content back into the calendar. It's how you can really stay consistent without burning out. So if you're starting to get tired of content and coming up with new creatives, start adding in those evergreen pieces of content, which will compound over the months and years. Now, what's different about paid is you're hitting the same audience over and over again. So fatigue is a real thing. An ad that's crushing it 1 week can decline by week 2, and by week 3 can be dead. Sometimes you get an ad that can run for 6 months or a year, but typically you're going to want to be adding new creatives for your ads frequently. That's why we're testing over 100 ads per month for this particular brand. We're almost at 200. And on top of that, we're doing 100 pieces of organic content, almost close to 200. The organic library grows and it can recycle, but ad creative has to constantly be refreshed. And how we get that volume, because you might think doing 100 ads, 200 ads a month is absolutely insanity. I have no time for that. The way we do this is in a 2-stage process. So we'll film a video, but we'll film different hooks for that same exact video. Maybe up to 6 hooks for one video. So right there, you have 6 different videos. Now what you can do with those 6 different videos is you create an 8-second version, a 15-second version, and a 30-second version. Obviously, you're starting at that 30-second video, but you can cut it down to 15 and 8. So now you have 3 different videos and 6 different hooks. There you go. That's how you can create an enormous amount of content for your ads. Constantly changing them up, testing different things. So you might find hook A does great and hook B does terrible, and it's the same body of the video. Those first 3 seconds are the most important part of creating ads and creating content. That hooks them in, then you have to give them value, then it pushes them to your CTA. So this brings us into actually creating those ads and what works on these platforms now. You want to make the ads feel native to the platform you're on. So if someone's scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, they see reel, reel, reel. When they go to your ad, it should also look like a reel. If it looks like an ad, they're going to skip right over it. So those first 3 seconds has to be entertaining. So for Fuel Meals, we have a chef cooking a meal. It's not an ad, it's a cooking video, but the brand is right there. A fitness creator showing their full day of working out, and then the meals at the end of the video. It's a reel, it's not an ad. It's lifestyle content, but it's doing more selling than any commercial ever could, because if you go out swinging and selling on these UGC platforms, someone's going to skip right over your content because they're not trying to be sold. They come to content to get fun, facts, or a feeling. And if you're not offering one of those 3, they're going to skip right over you. So remember, it has to be creative driven when you come to ads. Real people who represent your customer naturally integrating with the product. For us, it's chefs, fitness influencers. For you, it might be makeup artists, lifestyle creators, woodworkers, interior designers. You find your 2 lanes and you build around them. And remember, this content goes everywhere, every platform, every format. Reels are going to be your growth engine, stories, carousels, static posts that keeps you top of mind, all on brand, and the ads have to follow in line with that. So now we get into creating ads that convert. Now you know the 3 pillars for creating content. Now it's tie it all together and create some ads that are going to do well on these social media platforms. Most e-com ads feel like ads. They talk about their product and then slap a logo on it, or do a voiceover saying order now. We actually do the opposite. We create content that feels very native to the platform. So when people are scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, they can't differentiate our ad versus a reel. But at the end, the CTA will tell them it's an ad and they want to actually move and buy because they're interested in what we have to sell. Remember, people are on these social media platforms for 3 reasons: to have fun, to learn facts, or to have a feeling given to them. So your ad has to also do that exact same process. So for us, for Fuel Meals, it's chefs cooking food. It's influencers showing routines that they do. And for you, it might be makeup artists, lifestyle creators, woodworkers, interior designers, but you have to build around that target audience of who is interested in your product. So for Fuel Meals, we could have a fitness influencer talking about why they like fuel meals and how they utilize fuel meals in their day-to-day, their busy day. They can be talking about a fitness routine and tie in fuel meals, or it could be a Michelin star chef creating some of the top meals for fuel meals. Now, when you do go ahead and launch your very first ads, you have to remember every campaign, Meta is entering a new learning phase. Meta doesn't know who to actually push these ads to yet. It needs data. So when you first start running ads, you're going to be burning through a lot of cash. And during this period, your numbers are going to look rough. Your cost per acquisition might be high. Your ROAS might look terrible. And this is where a lot of brands are going to start panicking. They see numbers, bad numbers for 2-3 days, and then they turn the ad off, and then never actually went through the learning phase to learn who the target audience is. Or they start tweaking, changing the audience, adjusting the budget. Every significant change actually resets that algorithm, and Meta has to relearn who your target audience is again. So you have to actually let it complete. Meta typically needs at least 50 conversions before it exits the learning stage. And that could take a few days or even a few weeks, so you have to be patient. But the bigger picture to this, as you start running ads, remember every large brand, e-commerce brand in the world runs ads alongside of content. So you want to take advantage of this learning phase to make sure your target audience is found, Meta learns from it, and then you can start reaching that exact audience time and time again. So in this phase, you don't want to just think about the conversions you're making. You want to think about training the algorithm. The more consistent data you feed it, the smarter it gets, and it's a long-term compounding effect. So take advantage of that. Most brands never build it because they don't have the patience to get through that learning phase, and they keep restarting and restarting or running a single ad for 6 months, hoping it will eventually convert. Remember, we're doing hundreds of ads and pieces of content every single month, testing hooks, testing timing, the same exact video over and over again, different environments, creators, influencers. It is a giant testing pool of your product to get it out there so the customer actually converts. Now, I know it might seem crazy to be coming up with all these creative ideas and you're gonna feel like you burn out. So I'm gonna show you 2 ways that you can be super creative and learn from your competitors. And that's gonna be Meta Ads Library. It's absolutely free. You can look up any brand that's running ads and the Meta Ads Library will show the ads that they're running. It'll show which ones are successful by which ones are run for a long time. So if you see an ad running 3 months, 6 months, a year, you know it's a little bit profitable because they keep putting money behind it, so it must be converting. You can see ads that haven't run long. You don't want to copy those. And you can look at brands that are not even in your industry, because if a hook converts for another brand in a different industry, it most likely will convert once you change it for your own industry. So this is a great way to find new creatives, find new styles, learn from your competitors, learn from other people outside of your industry. And then when you want to take it to the next level, we use a software called Foreplay. And Foreplay is obviously just going to take it to the next level, give you more data, give you more metrics, way beyond what Meta Ads Library is going to give. Now, here's the homework that I want to give you. I want you to spend at least 30 minutes on the Meta Ad Library. I want you to look up your 5, 6 biggest competitors, save their best ads, find the patterns, and make your own version combined with your own performance data. And that way you'll never run out of ideas. All right, so now you're running content, you're running ads, but most brands drop the ball here when it comes to their social media content, and that is for automations. Most brands are doing nothing. For this brand in particular, we built a ManyChat automation. So anytime someone follows them on Instagram, they get an immediate DM in seconds showing them a 40% discount. Then after that 40% discount, 24 hours later, we ask for their email. Because if they give us their email, we enter them into our newsletter where they can get even more deals. That's the way we phrase it. So now we're capturing 2 different data points. Who follows us, if they convert from that ManyChat DM, and then we try to grab that email. So now we're getting 2 different pieces of data. Social media platforms, they hold all of your data. So you want to try to pull some of that off platform so you can own it yourself. So I would set this up for your brand immediately. Anytime someone follows you, send that immediate ManyChat automation out, whether it's your offer, welcome them to your brand, whatever it is, or even asking for that email to get them into your newsletter. Now, once they're in your email list, you want to drive a nice welcome sequence. So a structure that we've used in the past that you can copy would be email 1, warm welcome, brand story, or deliver your offer. Email 2 is going to be social proof, reviews, testimonials, UGC content. Email number 3 could be a deeper dive into the product, what makes it different and how it's made. Email number 4 could be pressing urgency. The offer is expiring soon. And email 5 could be that last chance to actually jump on it before it's gone for good. Then, of course, there's other automations that you can add into it. I'm not going to go too deep in, but I'll offer some examples. You have your abandoned cart automation, your reorder automations, weekly content that goes out. You can send out, hey, we just dropped a new reel on how to cook chicken parmesan by Chef Paul, Michelin star chef. Make sure you check it out. Keep them in your marketing sphere. Keep them in your marketing ecosystem any way you can. You have the emails, sending out emails. They're seeing your content. They're seeing ads, retargeting, and they have that free offer to push them over the edge. So eventually, this is going to compound. You're going to have people that buy 6 months later, a year later. People might not immediately buy, but something might trigger them to actually make that purchase. And you're going to have no idea what that is until they actually do. And that time period is going to be completely unknown. It might take 100 ads before they actually convert. But the nice thing about that is over the months and years, you're going to compound your data pool so large, you're going to be getting way more conversions than when you first started. So the beautiful thing about staying consistent in your marketing is that year one, all those people that have just started seeing your stuff in the beginning of the year are going to start converting over time. Bring it all back. Let's focus on month 1, 2, and 3 and the actual game plan of it. You're going to lock 2 things in. First, your offer, your brand identity. Know what you're giving first-time buyers. Make sure it's a no-brainer. Make sure your brand looks the same everywhere on all social media platforms. Same colors, tone, offer, highlights, bios, pin posts, all coherence, your foundation. Now, month number 1, start at your lowest hanging fruit. Content. It's free, and you can start testing and seeing what your audience likes and what they don't like. And I'd recommend at least 10 pieces of content every single week, minimum, on every single platform. And here's where you can test different creators, different locations, phone versus camera. Remember, always use good mics and prioritize reels for growth, but you can still test different formats like stories, carousels, static posts. And again, you can still, at this stage, go in the meta ad library or go into Foreplay and study what ads are performing. Take those ads, you can use them as inspiration for your content, or just go on different competitors' Instagram pages, see what they're doing to get some inspiration for your own brand. There's tons of great brands out there that you can start utilizing to learn from and get more creative with your own content that you're putting out. And the nice thing about starting here is those winners are going to become your evergreen content. You're going to learn your audience. And a lot of times that content you're putting out is going to directly convert to what ads perform the best. For Fuel Meals, cooking reels on every social media platform crush it. And go figure, when we run them as ads, they also crush it. Now, after month 1, you're going to go to month number 2, which is starting to focus on ads and building the automations behind your social media content. Take your best ads, take your best content, run it as ads, like I said, but multiply it. One piece of content, cooking reel that's 30 seconds, make it into 15, make it into 8 seconds, and then film 4 or 6 different hooks. Throw them in the beginning of the same video. Now you have multiple different videos of the same body, and you can test which ones do good. Hook C might be better than hook A, and you get rid of hook A, keep hook C. The hook C might be the best at 15 seconds, but it's terrible at 8 seconds. So you can test all these variations and give you a plethora of different ads that you can run out. Then of course, set up your ManyChat, new follower automation with your offer, build your welcome email sequence, start collecting emails from day 1 of starting to spend money. Because every touch point reinforces that same offer and you're getting to start collecting your own data. So if you're running ads, people are gonna be coming off that ad and looking you up on Instagram. When they go to your Instagram, they get that immediate DM, 40% discount code, it's another touch point, it's another viewer. And you might actually get their email too. So now from spending the money on ads, they're going to your social media page, and if it's on lock, you're gonna help your conversions. So don't ever run ads if you're not also doing content. It's a huge waste of money because they're coming from the ad. A lot of times they're going to your social media pages. So at month 3, you should start to be able to compound a little bit. Your content library recycles, your ad engine is going to start producing, your meta algorithm is smarter, your ManyChat is capturing around the clock, email nurtures are going out on autopilot. Every platform looks the same, looks great across all platforms. And that's the system, layer by layer. Most brands try to do everything at once and not completing one single one perfectly. So pick one, run with it for a month, grow it, scale it, and remember, creativity first, creatives first in 2026. You want to focus on the hook. The first 1 to 3 seconds is the most important. Have a good body and then a good closed CTA. And that's really the playbook behind a $20 million brand that's on track hitting 40. It's exactly what we're doing for them. You can go on my Instagram and you can see what we do every day for this brand, the reels we make, the ads we make, why they're so successful, what we do. It's creative first. It's interesting. You can't differentiate the ad from the content. It's all the same. At the end, you hit them with the CTA, and everywhere it has a good offer. So it's a good product combined with excellent marketing is what will sell every single time. So remember, your content has to educate, showcase, and connect. Evergreen library that keeps working, a paid creative engine that never stops, an algorithm that gets smarter, automation that turns followers into customers. If you want to do this yourself, I link the entire roadmap below. You can build it for your own e-commerce brand. It's linked in the description. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. I'll keep putting out information like this. The brands that we work with, again, we work with celebrities, national brands, and even local mom and pop shops, e-commerce, service-based businesses. I'll show you the marketing that we do behind their business and what makes them successful so you can use it for your own business. Until then.